No,
I'm
you're
going to
really
start the
going, Brian.
timer. No, I'm starting the timer. Hang on. Okay. Hello, ISB seniors. My name is Brian Gallagher. And this is my sister, Kate. We're going to introduce her in a second. Well, she's going to introduce herself. We have 5 minutes to tell you our career stories. We're going to try not to be hilarious or serious at the same time. She's already rolling her eyes at me. So we just did the math. We realized that we were both at the ISB in 1995. No, sorry, from 1992, from spring break until May. And then we left and we came back in 95 from the beginning of the fall semester until like mid-November. So we had a memorable experience at ISB for a little short time and a little short time. Despite my sarcasm and my attitude right now, I turned 40 last week, which means my sister's a little bit younger than me. And my career journey has been fantastic. I left the ISB, went back and finished high school in the US, and then I went to college and majored in anthropology, which I have spent the rest of my life trying to explain to people what that is. And then I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I walked into my career counselor's office the day before graduation and said, okay, I'm here for my job. And she looked at me and was just like, no, that's not how this works. And then I got a job working for a small NGO or nonprofit in the US. And I worked there for 2 years before getting a master's in teaching. And then I taught middle school boys at an all boys school for 3 years and didn't like that. And then I got another master's, this time in higher education and student affairs. And ever since then, I've been working at colleges and universities as an administrator. And currently, and in that time, I lived in the US, I've lived in Pakistan, and now I'm in Berlin, Germany, where I'm the head of student life at a very small liberal arts college. And this is my amazing sister, Kate.
Okay, so I have also had a pretty career. When I left the ISB and we moved back to the US, I was in junior high and then high school. We moved a couple more times, but in the States. Then I went to college and majored in international relations with a focus on my thesis was on the Arab-Israeli conflict. I thought I was going to be a diplomat. I was going to apply to the State Department, but the Arab-Israeli conflict is soul killing. And so I didn't want to do that after I finished. So I kind of graduated into a bit of a recession and a bit of I was in a bit of a down mode on my initial thoughts. I'd done a couple of internships. I was sort of in that trajectory, and then I was like, I don't know. So I took a job, any job I could get, which ended up being in the pharmaceutical industry, in, I kid you not, clinical packaging supply. That's what you think. That's boxes and bottles into boxes. Anyway, so it was basically a cubicle job. It was really fundamentally very boring because when you do clinical trials, everything has to be double blind. And so my job was making sure it was, right? So that makes every bottle's label was exactly the same and in the same, it's literally, well, anyway, the people were great. The job was soul killing again. So I decided to go to grad school. I kind of always envisioned myself going to grad school. But because I didn't want to go into IR, I looked for a different path, and I had taken bio classes in undergrad and I'd really enjoyed them. So I ended up following that track, starting with plant science and conservation for my master's, and then a PhD in ecology and evolutionary biology, and finishing up in Israel with a postdoc, which was much more evolutionary biology focused. And at that point, I'd realized I'd strayed really far from applied questions, which was what I was really interested in. And so I've again done a switch, and now I am a AAAS fellow. AAAS is the Association for the Advancement of Science. And the AAAS Science and Technology Policy Fellowship is what I'm doing. It's a 2-year fellowship, and I've been placed at the USAID, the United States Agency for International Development, and I love everything about it. So I'm basically now following sort of a development career track, or exploring that, and it kind of pulls the two worlds for me together, the policy, econ, international component that I've always really been drawn to, the biology, environment, thinking about natural resources management, and thinking about how we can have a sustainable future. So that's what I'm working on now. It's super cool. And that's it, me, end scene.
My career advice for you, oh, we don't really have to do that. Be true to yourself. I don't really know. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to cut this recording in like 2 seconds, but my career advice is just go have fun. You'll figure it out and love life. And love the people near you who you love, um,
Talk to a
yeah,
lot of people. I think
yeah,
talk to a
ask
lot of people.
questions.
Ask questions. Don't be afraid. And also, like, yeah, people love to talk about themselves, as evidenced
Oh
by
yeah,
this.
yeah,
And it's a great way to find out about different options and to find out about opportunities. And yeah, also to just be a person who's connected. So I would say, it doesn't matter how high up the chain, if the person's a CEO or, one of my internships I was working for an ambassador. And like, I mean, he's an ambassador, and here I am as a sophomore in college. We had coffee, and he just loved to chat. So, it really, talk to people, have fun.
we're at 5 minutes and 50 seconds, so we're gonna
Okay,
say goodbye.
best of luck.
Ciao.
Bye.